Hello students, welcome to Sitaram IAS tutorials. So with your love and support, I am going to start test series for Prelims 2024. So this is the first test series. So I am providing all the test series free of cost with explanation. So do keep watching and do support me. Let's start the test series 1. Coming to the first question, consider the following statements in relation to G20. So first statement is G20 is founded in 1999 as a forum for the finance ministers and central bank governors. Second option is G20 was upgraded to the level of heads of state or government in 2010. Third option is the expanded agenda of G20 includes trade, sustainable development, health, in agriculture, energy, environment, climate change, and anti corruption. So, here G20 was founded in 1999 after Asian financial crisis. It was formed as a forum for financial ministers and central bank governors to discuss the global economic and financial issues. And due to global economic and financial crisis in 2007 and 2009, it was upgraded to the level of heads of states or governments in 2010, and from then onwards it was designated as the premier forum for international economic cooperation. So G20 summit is held annually under the leadership based on rotating presidency. So India is the president of G20 from 1st December 2022 to 30 November 2023. So here the correct option is option A. All these three statements are correct. Okay, so option A is the correct answer. Second question, with reference to the Rampa Rebellion of 1922, consider the following statements. So here, first statement is it is led by Alluri Sitaramaraju. Second statement is the primary cause of the movement was the unjust forest loss. The third statement is it spread across North India and parts of Western India. So which of the following given above is correct? So option A, all these options are given. So here coming to Rampa Rebellion was led by Alluri Sitaramaraju. So this movement took place in the border areas of East Godavari and Vishakhapatnam regions of Madras Presidency. So these rebels took inspiration from Bengal revolutionaries, raided police stations, and stole the guns. Rampa Rebellion took place from 1922 to 24 against the Madras Forest Act of 1882. So this Madras Forest Act restricted free movement of tribal people in the forest areas, and it prevented them from engaging in their traditional Podu agricultural systems. So recently on July 4th, yesterday, 125th birth anniversary of Alluri Sitaramaraju was celebrated. Okay, now coming, so the answer is option A, 1 and 2. Okay, now coming to the third question, consider the following statements with respect to Assam. So Nameri National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary is located in the foothills of Eastern Himalayas in Assam. Second statement is Assam is known as the land of Red River and Blue Hills. The third statement is Lachit Barphukan was a commander of Ahom armies during the Battle of Saraigat. So these three statements are given. So now here Assam state is called the land of Red River and Blue Hills because of its unique topography. Because of the Red River Brahmaputra, the land is called as the Red River, and because of the hills that shine at the distance forming a blue cloud is called the land of Blue Hills. So the land is referred as the land of Red River and the land of Blue Hills. And coming to the third one, Battle of Saraigat was the naval battle fought in 1671. So it was fought between Mughal Empire and the Ahom kingdom, which was led by Lachit Barpukhan. So all these three statements are correct. So option D is the answer. Fourth question is, consider the following statements. So the first statement is, right to education is a fundamental right. The second question is, Puducherry was the first union territory in India to implement the Uniform Civil Code. So which of the following are correct? So here, right to information is a fundamental right. So it was introduced under 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002, and it is present in Article 21A. So under this, free and compulsory education for all children within the age group of 6 to 14 years is provided. And coming to the Uniform Civil Code, Article 44 tells that the state shall endeavour to secure for citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. So it is present under Directive Principles of State Policy, and it is not Puducherry, it is the Goa. Goa was the first state to implement Uniform Civil Code in India. Okay, so the correct answer is option A. Only one first statement is correct. Fifth question, consider the following statements regarding 23rd Summit of SCO. SCO means Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So the first statement is, 23rd SCO Summit was held in Bangladesh. Second statement is, New Delhi Declaration is a major outcome of the summit. The third one is, Iran gained full membership status in the summit. So we have to choose which the correct statement. So here the first statement is wrong, because the 23rd SCO summit was held on July 4th. Okay, it was hosted by India. It was held in India. So India became the president of SCO for the first time. And the major outcomes of the summit are the New Delhi Declaration. Okay, so the New Delhi Declaration mainly focused on two things. One is cooperation in countering radicalism, which leads to separatism, extremism, and terrorism. And the second important point, which the New Delhi Agreement focused, is cooperation in the field of digital transformation. So now with the addition of Iran, Iran also became a member in 23rd SCO Summit. Okay, so in SCO Summit, Iran was added. So in this summit, Iran became the member. Now with the addition of Iran, the total members of SCO are 9. So they are India, China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Iran. Okay, there are total 9 members in SCO. So here the correct statement is 2 and 3. Okay, first statement is wrong because it was held in India, not Bangladesh. So option B is the correct answer. Sixth question, consider the following statements regarding anemia. So first statement is, sickle cell anemia is caused by abnormal levels of hemoglobin. The second statement is, the abnormal hemoglobin is the result of genetic mutation of genes of hemoglobin. The third statement is, hemolytic anemia is a disorder in which the red blood cells are destroyed faster than they are made. So we have to choose the correct statement. So here all these three statements are correct. So option B is a correct answer. So recently on July 1st, National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission was launched by PM. Okay, so the Prime Minister has launched National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission. So this is about the sickle cell disease. Coming to the seventh question, consider the following statements about drought. So first statement is, National Commission on Agriculture in India has classified 3 types of drought. Second statement is, drought impact on economic, environmental, and social sectors. Third statement is, drought is not just related to scarcity or absence of rainfall, but also related to inefficient water resource management. So we have to choose a correct statement. So here the National Commission of Agriculture has classified into 3 types of droughts. One is meteorological drought. It occurs when there is a significant decrease in normal precipitation, so when there is no proper rainfall, meteorological drought occurs. The second one is hydrological drought. It occurs when meteorological drought extends for a longer period. The third type of drought is agricultural drought. It occurs when the soil moisture and rainfall are inadequate to support a healthy crop growth. So, as rainy season began, drought preparedness implementation is going on in Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. So, based upon that, this question has been taken. Now, eighth question is, which of the following was the major confrontation that brought the US and the Soviet Union close to the war? So, the answer is Cuban Missile Crisis. Option D is the answer. So, in October 1962, an American U-2 spy plane secretly photographed nuclear missile site that was being built by Soviet Union on Cuba Island. So, because of this, there was the US and Soviet Union were brought very close to the war. Now, coming to the ninth question, consider the following statements regarding this BOD. So, BOD is oxygen consumed by microorganisms and an index of water pollution. Second statement is drinking water should have BOD level of 1 to 2 ppm. So, which of the following are correct? So, both these statements are correct. So, option D is the correct answer. 10th question, consider the following statements. Gaganyaan. So, ISRO plans 7-day space tour with Gaganyaads to 2023 for science and technology advancement. The second pair is Vyomitra, a humanoid robot sent along the Gaganauts to manage the environmental information. So, these both statements are correct. So, option D is the correct answer. Question is, consider the following statements regarding ENAM. So, ENAM is Electronic National Agriculture Market. Okay. So, first statement is ENAM is a pan-India electronic trading portal which networks existing APMCs and other market yards to create a unified market for agricultural commodities. Second statement is Rajasthan have highest number of ENAM mandis. Third statement is ENAM got approved on 1st July 2015 but was launched on 14th April 2016. So here so first statement, all these statements are correct. Option D is the correct answer. And on 4th July 2023, chairman of the expert committee has submitted a report on ENAM and APMCs. So for that reason, I have taken this as a question. So the second question is, GIMEX 2023 is the maritime exercise between which two countries? So option A, Australia and India, B, Japan and Italy, C, Japan and India, D, Japan and US. So GIMEX 2023 is a maritime exercise between Japan and India. Option C is the correct answer. So here the 7th edition of maritime exercise between Japan and India will be conducted from Vishakhapatnam. So it is held from 5th to 10th July 2023. Okay. So for that reason, I have taken this question. Third question is, consider the following statements regarding INS Kamota class. So here, just now we have studied about GIMEX 2023, right? So in this maritime exercise, INS Kamota will be like a chief guest. Okay, this will be launched officially in this exercise. Okay. So let's start. The first statement is INS Kamorta is the first of the 6 anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft, that is ASW stealth corvettes designed by the Navy's in-house organization under Project 28. So here corvettes are nothing but a small warhead missiles. Okay. Second statement is, it has 90% of indigenous components. The third statement is, the ship is fitted with anti-submarine rockets and torpedoes, medium and close-in weapon system, and indigenous surveillance radar Revati. So Second and third statements only are correct because INS Kamorta was the first of the fourth anti-submarine warfare uh, shallow watercraft. Okay, so it is not 6, it is 4. Okay, so first statement is wrong. So here INS Kamorta has made with 90% of India's components. Okay, so it is 90% indigenous, so only 2 and 3 statements are correct. So option D is the answer. Fourth statement, consider the following regarding National Disaster Response Force, NDRF. First statement is it was constituted as per section 44 to 45 of Disaster Management Act of 2005. Second statement is it is under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Third statement is NDRF carries out rescue and relief operations during all natural disasters and has a capacity to respond to nuclear, biological, and chemical disasters. So here, anywhere if you go in a country, if there occurs a natural disaster, then the NDRF, the National Disaster Response Force, will come on the spot. Okay, so based on the natural calamity, the natural disasters of a state, NDRF team is distributed. Okay, so even if any other building collapses suddenly, NDRF team goes there and rescues them. So not only that, many disasters, NDRF will save, will take, will conduct a rescue operation there. Okay, so so here, this on 5th July, Ministry of Home Affairs has launched a scheme for expansion and modernization of fire services in the states. So here, for that reason, this NDRF team was in questions. So 15th question, what is the correct sequence of city is on the bank of river Ganga from west to east? Option A, Prayagraj, Kanpur, Bhagalpur, Patna. Option B, Prayagraj, Kanpur, Patna, Bhagalpur. C, Kanpur, Prayagraj, Bhagalpur, Patna. D, Kanpur, Prayagraj, Patna, Bhagalpur. So here they asked from west to east. So here, Prayagraj and Kanpur are the two cities which are present in Uttar Pradesh. Bhagalpur and Patna are present in Bihar. Okay, so here we can state correctly that first it will be Uttar Pradesh and next it will be Bihar. Then here Kanpur will be westernmost than the Prayagraj, and then Patna and then Bhagalpur. So option D is the answer. Sixth question, which of the following state has the largest extension in north to south directions? So they gave Jharkhand, Telangana, Odisha, Chhattisgarh in options. So here, the north to south extent of Jharkhand is 380 kilometers. For Telangana it is 770 kilometers. For Odisha it is 700 kilometers, and for Chhattisgarh it is approximately 900 kilometers. So Chhattisgarh out of this four has the largest extension in north to south direction. So option D is the answer. Coming to sixth question, the sustained decrease in the general price level is called as. So option A, deflation. B, devaluation. C, stagflation. D, recession. So here first just we'll know about the terms and their meanings. So here deflation means when the goods and services prices decrease due to the contraction of money supply in the market. So when the money supply is decreased in the market, the prices of goods and other services will get decreased. That situation is called deflation. Okay, coming to devaluation. So by the word only we can see devaluation of currency. Okay, so devaluation means decreasing the currency value of a country. Okay, next is stagflation. Stagflation means when there is a high rise in prices of goods and services and the income of the individual is low, then it is called stagflation. Coming to recession, recession means a massive contraction of economic activities. Okay, so this is about the terms. So they asked um, decrease in general price level, so that state is called deflation. Okay, so option A is the answer. 18th question, the seventh question, it is seventh question, sorry, it is eighth question, I'm sorry. So the unemployment that occurs due to the changes in the technology or in the demand of particular product is called. So option A is frictional unemployment, option B is cyclical unemployment, option C is structural unemployment, and option D is disguised unemployment. See students, do not worry about this question numbers, so just concentrate on the question and options. Okay, so they gave this type of unemployment, so we have to choose based upon the question. So here first let us know about all these things. So frictional unemployment occurs when people move from one job to another. Okay, if I shift from one job to another, then there will be a frictional unemployment. Next is cyclical unemployment, so when there is no aggregate demand in the economy to provide jobs, many turn out to be unemployed. So when the economic activity doesn't take place, when there is no income at all, then many companies will not be willing to increase their employment. Okay, so that situation is called cyclical unemployment. Coming to structural unemployment, it occurs when there is a technological change. Okay, so imagine, yes, people who will manufacture cloth, handmade manufacturing of products have, uh, okay, let's take this example. So handmade goods generally take more cost, but when a machine came to make that goods in few seconds, then many of the industries will change to that machines, right? So here, when the employed people will not be able to handle that machines, will not get updated with that technology, then many of them who are not in touch with the technology will lose unemployment, will lose employment. So that situation is called structural unemployment. Okay, so when people will not get technological advancement, then they will lose their employment. So that form of thing is called structural unemployment. Coming to disguised unemployment, it occurs when the productivity is low and too many workers will work in that jobs. Okay, for example, agriculture, so entire family will work for few acres of land, for 3 or 4 acres of land, so that comes under disguised unemployment. Okay, so here they asked about the unemployment that occurs due to the change in technology. So just now we have said, when in the structural unemployment, when there is a change in technology, then if the people will not get updated, then they'll lose their employment. So option C is the answer. Coming to ninth question, who among the following is given discretionary powers under the fifth schedule of the Constitution to set up a tribes advisory council in the state which has scheduled tribes but not scheduled areas? So option A, the governor of concerned state, B, the president of India, C, the interstate council, D, the parliament of India. So here, um, under article 244 clause 1 of fifth schedule, the president has the power to set up tribes advisory council in state which has scheduled tribes but not scheduled areas. Okay, so under article 244 clause 1, president has the power to set up a tribal advisory council. Next is under article 152 to 162, uh, it describes about governor of states. Okay, and article 263 describes about interstate council. Interstate council is set up to investigate and identify any problems between states. Next is the parliament of India. is explained under Article 79 to 122. Okay, so here, as per 244 clause 1, option B is a correct answer. Okay, coming to the last question, the first Anglo Maratha War was concluded by which one of the following? Option A, Treaty of Surat. Option B, Treaty of Purandar. Option C, Convention of Vadgaon. Option D, Treaty of Salbai. So here the answer is Treaty of Salbai. So option D is the answer. 21st question is, consider the following statements. First statement is, the President of India can summon a session of Parliament at such places as he or she thinks fit. The second statement is, the Constitution of India provides for 3 sessions of Parliament in a year, but it is not mandatory to conduct all the 3 sessions. Third statement is, there is no minimum number of days that the Parliament is required to meet in a year. So here they asked to choose which of the following are correct. So here, coming to the first statement, under Article 85, the President of India can summon a session of Parliament wherever he thinks fit. Okay, first statement is wrong. Correct. Okay, under Article 85, it is correct. And coming to second statement, Constitution of India does not provide any mandatory to conduct all the 3 sessions. Okay, it is not mandatory to conduct all the 3 sessions. So second statement is wrong. Coming to the third one, there is no minimum number of days that the Parliament is required to meet in a year. Yes, third statement is also correct. So only 1 and 3 statements are correct. Okay, so option C is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding Smart PDS. See here, this Smart PDS scheme is launched in 2023 January month. This is very important because this one is the upgradation of the old PDS scheme. Okay, before, in the public distribution scheme, free food will be provided in the ration shops at the lowest cost. Okay, so here, because of the lack of technology in public distribution system, there was corruption, there was bogus ration cards, and many illegal acts would take place under this old PDS scheme. So to come up with the new initiatives, and by reaching the new level of removing the hunger rate, this Smart PDS scheme was launched by India. Okay, so it is very important. So SMART full form is Scheme for Modernization and Reforms through Technology in Public Distribution System. Okay, so let's read the statements. First statement is, it was launched to prevent leakage of food grains and to increase efficiency of the distribution chain. Second statement is, it is launched under the Ministry of Agriculture. Third statement is, smart ration cards with the beneficiary's fingerprint is provided. So here, coming to this first statement, first, second and third, all these 3 statements are correct. Okay, so it was launched under the Ministry of, it is not under Ministry of Agriculture, it is under Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. Okay, so second statement is wrong. And yes, this Smart PDS is a new technological initiative that will reduce human intervention and promote automation in the existing process of PDS system. So first and third statements are correct. So option D is the answer. 23rd question, with respect to green hydrogen, consider the following. So first statement is, green hydrogen is produced with the help of electrolysis through electricity generated from renewable sources of energy such as solar and wind. Second statement is, an electric current then splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen. Next is, third statement is, this ensures no greenhouse gas emissions as the only byproduct of this process is oxygen, making it a great replacement for carbon emitting fuels. So all these statements are correct. Okay, so here option D is the answer. So on 5th July, International Conference on Green Hydrogen began in New Delhi. Okay, And yes, it is called green hydrogen because the energy is produced with using renewable sources like solar energy and wind energy. Okay, so option D is the answer for this. Coming to 24th question, consider the following statements. National Green Hydrogen Mission launched on 4th January 2023 aims to establish green hydrogen ecosystem in India. Second statement is green hydrogen can replace fossil fuels in sectors like refineries, fertilizers, steel and chemicals, aviation and shipping. Third statement is to discuss about the advances and upcoming technologies across the entire greenhouse value chain. Government of India has organized international conference on green hydrogen in 2023. So here also all these statements are correct. So greenhouse the conference, international conference on greenhouse, is held in 2023 on from 5th July to 7th July. Okay, and green hydrogen, yes, automatically replaces fossil fuels, especially in the sectors like which generate more greenhouse gases like refineries, fertilizer sector, industries, steel and chemical industries, aviation and shipping. So this will be a replaceable thing for fossil fuels. And national hydrogen green hydrogen mission was launched on January 2023. So all these statements are correct. So option C is the answer. 25th question, a joint sitting of state legislature can take place under which of the following circumstances? Okay, so before reading these statements, does is there any joint sitting for state legislature? Think of it. Yes, there is no joint sitting for a state legislature. Okay, only for parliament between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, if there is any disagreement, then only for them joint sitting is held. But for state legislature, whatever the state assembly decides, even if the legislative council accepts or rejects, the state assembly's decision will be the final. Okay, so here, by carefully reading this question, we can answer it as option D. Okay, for state legislature, there is no joint sitting. So option D is answer. 26th question. Consider the following statements regarding the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. First statement is Law Minister can represent the CAG in Parliament. Second statement is his salary and allowances are determined by the President. So which of the statements are correct? So here, Comptroller and Auditor General. So Comptroller and Auditor General, he just audits the paid receipts. Okay, so this is about Comptroller and Auditor General, and yes, he audits the accounts after the expenditure is committed, and he will not be a member of parliament, and he can be removed by the president as per the procedure. Okay, and here in parliament, no minister can represent the CAG. Okay, so first statement is wrong, and the second statement is yes, the salary and allowances are determined by the president. Okay, so only second statement is correct. So option B is the correct answer. 27th question. With reference to the sessions of Parliament of India, consider the following statements. First statement is the Parliament must convene at least 2 sessions in a year. Second statement is the Parliament recession can be stressed or delayed to accommodate political and legislative exigencies. So here first you need to know the meaning of this exigencies. Exigencies is nothing but emergencies. Okay, so when there is a political emergency or when there is a legislative emergency, parliament sessions can be delayed. Okay, so here, see here, the second statement is correct. So during emergency, when when Indira Gandhi, when the court gave a judgment to Indira Gandhi to move away from the post of Prime Minister, she has implemented the emergency. So, because of that, Parliament sessions got delayed. Okay, so by this we can think that due to political emergencies or legislative emergencies, the Parliament sessions can be delayed. Okay, and yes, one more thing to learn over here is while writing prelims exam, if you didn't get anything, if you are not that perfect with the polity or if you missed out some points, just remember few political instances like this. So during emergency there were no parliament sessions, right? So because of that, because of political emergency, there were no parliament sessions. So you have to catch those things and you have to implement while writing prelims exam. So learning this technique is also very important. Okay, so the first statement is the parliament must convene at least 2 sessions in a year. So first statement is correct and the second statement is also correct. So option C is the answer. Coming to 28th question, consider the following statements with reference to the penal code, Indian Penal Code and CRPC. So Code of Criminal Procedure, CRPC means, okay. Coming to the first statement, both IPC and CRPC were enacted before independence of India. Second statement is while IPC defines the criminal offences, CRPC states the procedure for undertaking criminal charge. Third statement is while the IPC is substantive law, CRPC is a procedural law. So now first, what is this substantive law and what is this procedural law? So here, substantive law is the set of laws that governs how the members of the society should behave. Okay, so Indian Penal Code tells how the criminal offenses should be undertaken or how we have to give punishment. Okay, yes, IPC, that is Indian Penal Code, is a substantive law. And coming to the CRPC, that is Code of Criminal Procedure, it is a procedural law. Now what is this procedural law? Procedural law means the law that deals with procedures like evidence, execution of judgments, all those things. Okay, so CRPC undertakes procedures. The name itself says criminal procedure. Okay, it is a procedural law. Third statement is correct. Coming to the second one, while IPC defines criminal offences, CRPC states the procedure for undertaking criminal charge. Second statement is also correct. Coming to the first one, both IPC and CRPC were enacted before the independence of India. So here, IPC, Indian Penal Code, was enacted on 1860 and CRPC was enacted on 1974. One is before independence and one is after independence. So first statement is wrong. Okay, so only 2 and 3 statements are correct. So option B is the answer. 29th question, in India, which of the following provisions is not in line with idea of separation of power? Option A, judicial conduct of a judge cannot be discussed in parliament. Yes. Under Article 121, judicial conduct of a judge cannot be discussed in a parliament. Why? Because we have to respect separation of power. Okay. Next, option B, validity of proceedings in parliament and the legislature cannot be called into question in any court. Yes, under Article 122 and Article 212, validity of proceedings in parliament and legislature cannot be called into question in any court, respecting the separation of power. Okay, so option B will also not be matching the question. Coming to that option C, president or the governor shall not be answerable to any court for exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his office. So here under Article 361, this comes under Article 361. Okay, under Article 361, president or governor shall not be answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his office. This Article 361. This is Article 361. So this also respects the separation of power. Coming to option D, power of Supreme Court to pass such decree or make such order as is necessary for doing complete justice in any cause or matter pending before it. So here this simply states that Supreme Court has the right to decide on the matters of case. Okay, it has under Article 142, the Supreme Court uh, not involving in the trap of separation of power or anything. Supreme Court has the right to give judgments of its own. Okay, so even if the any MP or any member of parliament does wrong, Supreme Court can use this Article 142 and make its judgment. Okay, so this power of Supreme Court will not be included in separation of power. Okay, because in this Article 142, the Supreme Court is given more power than legislature or the executive. Okay, so option D will not be in line with the idea of separation of power. Okay, so option D will be the answer. 30th question, in India, who will be eligible to be in office up to 65 years of age? So, Chief Justice of India, Chairman of UPSC, Judge of High Court, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So, all these four are given. So, actually, all these four have 65 years of age as a 10-year period. Okay, so option B is a correct answer. Question is, consider the following statements. First statement is, ordinance is a temporary law unless parliament of both houses passes it. Second statement is, under 124 and 214 article, special powers are granted to the president and governor respectively to pass the ordinance. Third statement is, ordinance is valid for only 6 weeks from next parliament session. So here, now what is this ordinance? Ordinance is a temporary law which is made during the emergency situations or when the state legislature or the central legislature are in crisis or in any disputes. Okay, so in that situation, in that emergency situation or immediate public importance, the ordinance is passed, and the ordinance can be passed only by the president or governor. So the president can pass ordinance under Article 123 and the governor can pass the ordinance under Article 214, sorry 213, okay, 213. So the president and the governor has the special powers to pass the ordinance. Okay, so here the ordinance can be only valid after the parliament, after 6 weeks of the parliament session. Okay, after that the ordinance will not be valid. So here, take an example. Now if I am president and I issued an ordinance and in next month the parliament session starts, so the ordinance will be valid this month, the next month. When the parliament session starts after 6 weeks, if the both houses of parliament passes the ordinance as a bill, then it will be an act and it'll become a temporary law, sorry, permanent law. And but if the parliament does not pass the ordinance, then it will lapse. Okay, but it will be valid even after the parliament session starts and after till 6 weeks from the next parliament session it is valid. Okay, so first statement is, ordinance is a temporary law unless parliament of both houses passes it. Yes, first statement is correct. Coming to second statement, under Article 124 and 214, special powers are granted to president and governor. So here the special powers for ordinance for governor and president are, for president is 123 not 124. For governor it is 213, not 214. Okay, so these both articles are wrong, so second statement is wrong. Coming to the third statement, ordinance is valid for only 6 weeks from next parliament session. So third statement is also correct. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to 32nd question, choose the correct answer regarding whip. Option A, under 10th schedule only legislature has the power to appoint whip. Option B, under 10th schedule only political party has the power to appoint whip. Option C, under 10th schedule political party and legislative party has the power to appoint whip. Option D, under 10th schedule neither political party nor legislative party have the power to appoint whip. So here, now what is a whip over here? Whip is the leader of the political party in the parliament session. Okay, so whatever the political party decides, that decision should be implemented by all the party members present in the parliament. Okay, and that uh, power, that uh, you know that responsibility lies with the whip. Okay, so the responsibility for implementing the decision taken by the political party is the whip. Okay, so he makes sure that all the leaders of his political party present in the session will uh, follow that rules which are given by the political party. Okay, so the whip, now here the case is, recently Shiv Sena case has judgment has come out. So in that Shiv Sena judgment, Supreme Court has stated that under 10th schedule the political party has the power to appoint whip. Okay, so option B is a correct answer. The legislative party does not have the power to appoint whip. Now what is this legislature and what is this political party? So here we have two different stands. So the legislature is the CM and his ministers. So here, if one party is elected, so that party only is the CM and its members, right? That party members only will be the legislature. And here the political party is different. So the political party means that political party has separate ideology and separate principles. So whatever the decision is taken by the political party, they will implement that decision in the parliament sessions. Okay, so here under 10th schedule, now the question is who has a more power to appoint whip. Okay, so whether it is political party or whether it is legislature. So here under 10th schedule only political party has the power to appoint whip. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Coming to 33rd question, consider the following statements regarding Article 142. First statement is Article 142 provides Supreme Court the power to do complete justice. Second statement, Article 142 does not obey the principle of separation of power. So we have to choose which of the following are correct. So here, what is Article 142? This Article 142 is like the powerful weapon for the Supreme Court. So under Article 142, irrespective of legislature, irrespective of executive, the Supreme Court has the power to make its own judgment. Okay, anybody will not question whether it is involving in legislature, whether it is involving in executive, because it is Article 142. Yes, Supreme Court has the power to do complete justice irrespective of separation of power principle. Okay, so Article 142 is that powerful and it is like a strong weapon for the Supreme Court. Okay, so first statement is correct. So the Supreme Court uses this power to do complete justice. Coming to the second statement, Article 142 does not obey the principle of separation of power. Yes, Article 142 doesn't care if it is legislature or if it is executive. It gives judgment to do complete justice. That is the greatness of Article 142. So both these statements are correct. So option C is a correct answer. Coming to 34th question, consider the following statements regarding e-governance. So first statement is e-governance was launched under Digital India Mission 2015. Second statement is Kerala became the first full-fledged e-governed state in India. So which of the following are correct? So here e-governance means making all the government processes, procedures, all the government portals, all the government documents, all the things which are documented, which are stored manually, should be in the digital format. So it will be like the paperless governance, and with the single portal, without delaying work, every government official can do their work on time without any delay. Okay, and the information also will be there in few seconds. So that is the greatness of e-governance. So e-governance system increases transparency, reduces corruption, and increases efficiency. So here, this e-governance system was launched under Digital India Mission of 2015. Okay, so Digital India Mission was launched in the year 2015. Under this mission, they make sure that India will become digital. Okay, so second statement is Kerala became the first full-fledged e-governed state. Yes, Kerala is the first state to implement e-governance fully. Okay, so both these statements are correct. Option C is a correct answer. 35th question, consider the following statements regarding United Nations. So first statement is it is an international body that aims to maintain world peace and security. Second statement is International Court of Justice is one of the 6 principal organs of United Nations. Third statement is United Nations has 181 countries including India. So here United Nation is like a big brother for the world. So United Nations, if there is any dispute between two countries, or if there is a humanitarian crisis, or if there is an disaster which the country couldn't afford to clear, then the United Nations goes there, supports them, and makes sure the peace is maintained and the people in that country are safe and protected. So that is about United Nations. So here it is an international body and it aims to maintain peace and security. So first statement is correct, and the United Nations has 6 principal organs. Okay, so one is General Assembly, next is International Court of Justice, third is Trusteeship Council, fourth is Economic and Social Council, fifth is Secretariat, and sixth is Security Council. So with these 6 organs, United Nations make sure that all the responsibilities which it carries are implemented correctly. Okay, it has 6 principal organs, and in that 6 principal organs, International Court of Justice is one of them. Okay, so second statement is also correct. And coming to the total members of United Nations, it is not 181. United Nations has the total members of 193 members. Okay, so India is also included, but it is out of 193. Okay, it is not 181. It is 193 member countries present in United Nations. So third statement is wrong. First and second statements only are correct. So option A is the correct answer. Coming to 36th question, consider the following regarding West Asia. First statement is Abraham Accord is a peace agreement done between Israel and Arab countries. Second statement is West Asia is a birthplace of major world religions like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Third statement is Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, UAE are the major producers and exporters of oil. So here now, so we can see the West Asia is the Saudi Arabia, Oman, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, all these come under West Asia. So there are around many countries. Okay, so here actually there is an Abraham Accord. So Abraham Accord is, there is Israel Palestine issue. So in that issue, for so Jewish people and Arab people frequently are in conflict in that region, in Palestine region. Okay, so to support Arabs, all the Arab countries came together and fought a war with Israel. And from that day onwards, there is a frequent fighting between Israel and Arab countries. So in order to make peace agreements between them, in order to establish peace and in order to maintain a good environment for the people present there, US has come there and intervened between both the Israel and Arab countries and made a peaceful agreement between them. And that agreement, there are series of agreements. Okay, all those series of agreements are called Abraham Accord. Okay, so the first statement is correct. Abraham Accord is a peace agreement done between Israel and Arab countries. Coming to the second statement, West Asia is a birthplace. Yes, for Judaism, for Christianity, and for Islam, West Asia is a birthplace of these three religions. And Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, and United Arab Emirates are the major producers as well as exporters of oil. So, all these three statements are correct. Option D is a correct answer. 37th question, consider the following statements. First statement is NATO plus consists of 5 countries. Second statement is NATO consists of 30 countries. Third statement is major non-NATO allies status consists of 30 countries. So here, first we have to know the difference between NATO plus, NATO and major non-NATO allies. So here, NATO plus is the group of 5 countries. Okay, it is not so the group of 5 countries, it is an extension of NATO. Okay, North Atlantic Treaty Organization plus. Okay, so here this is NATO plus, it is just an extension of NATO. Okay, whereas coming to this NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, it consists of 31 members. Recently Finland was included in the NATO. So this NATO consists of 31 members with the addition of Finland. So this NATO, if there are 31 countries in this NATO, and in that 31 countries, if any other country comes and attack from these 31 countries, any one of the country, then these NATO treat that enemy country as the enemy of that 30 countries, and it attacks on that country. Okay, so attack against one country is treated as attack against all. So all these 31 countries come forward and fight against one country. So that is the power of NATO. So it consists of 31 countries. Coming to the major non-NATO ally status. So MNNAS. MNNAS status is just, it includes 30 countries. It doesn't provide any security, but it provides military and financial assistance if there is any war. So this is about these three. So second statement is wrong. So here NATO plus consists of 5 countries. So those 5 countries are Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Israel, and South Korea. Okay, so 1 and 3 statements are only correct. So option C is a correct answer. 38th question, which of them is correct regarding business ready projects or be ready projects? Option A, it is business project done by using robot. Option B, it is a business project done by using advanced artificial intelligence. Option C, it is a report released by World Bank. Option D, it is a report released by UNFCCC. So here, business, you have heard, this is one of the famous report, ease of doing business report is one of the famous report released by World Bank, but it was abolished in the year 2021 because there are some mismatches between the rankings. So there are incorrect rankings in the ease of doing business. So with proof they have caught it, and after that they have abolished ease of doing business. Ease of doing business is one of the important business reports, because based on that report the investors decide where on or in which country they have to invest. So it is that much important. So because of some illegal activities, ease of doing business has been abolished. So in that place business ready project has come up. Okay, in 2024 the first business ready project report is going to be released by the World Bank. So it is a report released by World Bank. So option C is a correct answer. 39th question, Red Fort of Delhi was constructed by. So Red Fort was constructed by Shah Jahan. Option D is the answer. Next question, consider the following statements. First statement is there is no direct judicial remedies behind directive principles of state policy in India. Second statement is there are some direct judicial remedies for directive principles of state policy in India. So here, directive principles of state policy comes under part 4 of the Constitution. So here, see here, read the first statement. There is no direct judicial remedies behind directive principles of state policy. So the first statement is correct because directive principles of state policy is not justifiable in nature because it is not completely implemented in our India. So first statement is correct. Coming to the second one, there are some direct judicial remedies for directive principle of state policy in India. So second statement is wrong because for in the directive principles of state policy, everything, because total directive principles of state policy are not implemented till now, but few are implemented and that are added under Article 21A, like that. So in the directive principles, when coming to only directive principles of state policy, there is for entire part 4 it is not implemented, so it is not of so judicial remedy will not be there. Okay, so only first statement is correct. Option A is the correct answer. 41st question is consider the following statements regarding sustainable agriculture. First statement is PM Pranam scheme aims to promote natural and organic farming, rejuvenate soil productivity, boost farmers' income and ensure food security. Second statement is sulfur coated urea, which is called Urea Gold, addresses sulfur deficiency in the soil and reduce farmer input cost. So we have to choose the correct statement. So here, coming to PM Pranam scheme. So PM Pranam full form is Pradhana Mantri Program for Restoration, Awareness, Nourishment and Amelioration of Mother Earth. Okay, so here this aims to promote natural and organic farming. So first statement is correct, and the second statement, which is about the sulfur urea gold, so this actually cost very less for the farmers, so it is very sustainable as well as farmer friendly. So 1 and 2 statements are correct and both are regarding the sustainable agriculture. So option C is the correct answer. 42nd question, consider the following statements regarding commercial courts. First statement is commercial courts or private courts. Here the commercial courts are the private courts that solve business related disputes under Commercial Courts Act of 2015. Second statement is random and automated case allocation system is followed using CIS 3.2 software in commercial courts. So here the commercial courts are the courts which specially deals with the disputes regarding businesses, regarding partnership and everything regarding business and trade. Okay, so the court which solves the disputes regarding this business, trade, partnership regarding issues, all these things come under the commercial courts. Okay, it is under Commercial Court Act of 2015. First statement is correct. So here recently this CIS 3.2 software was introduced in the courts, which automatically allocates the commercial cases to the commercial courts. Okay, so this second statement is also correct. It was newly introduced software. This is very important because this is like introducing artificial intelligence in the courts also. Okay, so this point will be very useful for mains answer writing also. Remember this point. So both these statements are correct. So option A is the correct answer. 43rd question, seismic waves are recorded with the help of the instrument known as. So option A earthquake, B barometer, C hypsometer, D seismograph. So the correct answer is option D. Okay, so here the seismic waves are caused by the sudden movement of um, materials within the earth due to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, landslides, avalanches, and rushing river. Okay, so those are called seismic waves, and it is recorded by seismograph. Option D is the correct answer. 44th declaration, 44th question, Washington Declaration 2023 was made between which two countries? So here, um, option A is US and South Korea, option B US and North Korea, option C US and Israel, option D Jordan and Israel. Okay, so here we have two Washington declarations. One is done in 1994 between Jordan and Israel. So it is like a peace treaty between both these countries. So they asked specifically about 2023 Washington Declaration. So here, recently, with this Washington Declaration of 2023, they made a nuclear assistance agreement between US and South Korea. Okay, in 2022 we know during COVID situations North Korea has showed its nuclear power and missiles by testing it. So as a response, South Korea is also making alliance with US to in order to get assistance from the US regarding the nuclear things. So even the nuclear submarine was launched by the US in South Korea peninsula according to this Washington Declaration. Okay, so this is about Washington Declaration. So option A is the correct answer. 45th question, consider the statements regarding Competition Commission of India, CCI. First statement is it is a constitutional body under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Second statement, it promotes interests of consumers and ensure freedom of trade in markets. Third statement, the term of office of chairperson and its members is 5 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier. So we have to choose which of the statements are correct. So here, coming to the Competition Commission of India, this one is a statutory body. Competition Commission of India is a statutory body, and it is established under Ministry of Corporate Affairs under this Competition Act of 2002. Okay, so first statement is wrong. It is not a constitutional body, it is a statutory body. And second statement, coming to the second statement, it promotes the interests of the consumers and ensures freedom of trade. So here what this Competition Commission of India does is it makes sure that in overall India there is a fair competition across. It may be in trade, it may be in agriculture sector, it may be in MSMEs. So some people, take an example of agriculture. Some people actually hoard some like onions or some vegetables. So they create a fake demand in the market, and when the demand is more, the prices increases. So when the prices increase, they bring out that stock products and they sell that time to gain more money. Okay, so in order to reduce such kind of acts, such kind of illegal competition systems, this Competition Commission of India was established. Okay, it was established under the Competition Act of 2002. It is a statutory body, okay, not a constitutional body, and it comes under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And this commission ensures good competition in the trade and businesses all over India without any fraud or illegal practice. Okay, so second statement is correct. Coming to the third statement, the term of office of chairperson and its members is 5 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier. So third statement is also correct. So option 2 and 3 are correct. So option B is the answer. 46th question, with respect to Alps mountain, consider the following statements. So first statement is it stretches from the Atlas mountains of North Africa to beyond the Himalayas. Second statement is the Alps are the interzonal mountain system between Central and Mediterranean Europe. The third statement is Mount Blanc in Alps is the highest peak in the Western Hemisphere. So here the Alps mountain are the discontinued stretches of mountains. Okay, so it starts from the Central Europe and sorry, it starts from North Africa and it extends beyond the Himalayas. First statement is correct. And here you can see the word interzonal mountain system. So interzonal mountain system is nothing but the transition area. Okay, what is the transition area? When the environment changes from one thing to another, then that is called a transition area. It may be between land and sea, it may be between a desert or the nice environment, it may be anything. Okay, so Alps are the interzonal mountain systems between central and Mediterranean Europe. So second statement is also correct. Coming to the third statement, Mount Blanc in Alps is the highest peak in Western Europe. Okay, it is not in Western Hemisphere, it is only in Western Europe. So, third statement is wrong. So, only 1 and 2 statements are correct. So, option B is the correct answer. 47th question, with respect to Pacific Ring of Fire, consider the following statements. The first statement is, it is characterized by active volcanoes and frequent earthquakes. Second statement is, it has several tectonic plates on its boundaries. Third statement is, the Aleutian Islands in Alaska also form part of this. So we know the Pacific Ring of Fire is famous for its volcanoes. Frequent volcanoes occur, and due to that, earthquakes, many things occur due to this Pacific Ring of Fire. So here, the Pacific Ring of Fire is an active volcanic zone and frequent earthquakes occur in this area. Even Japan is present in this area. Even Aleutian Islands are also part of this area only. Okay, so here, why frequent volcanoes occur? It occurs because there are several tectonic plates on its boundaries. So because of this reason, there are frequent volcanoes and earthquakes. Okay, so all these three statements are correct. Option D is the correct answer. 48th question, with respect to the western disturbance, consider the following statements. So here, first statement is, it is an extratropical storm originating in the Mediterranean region. Second statement is, it causes the most winter and pre-monsoon monsoon season rainfall across southern Africa. So we have to choose a correct one. So here, now what are these extratropical zones? So generally, rainfall occurs when the lower levels of atmosphere carries moisture, and when it gets heavier, when the cloud gets heavier, it rains, or when it strikes to any mountain or a hill, then it rains. But what about these extratropical storms? These extratropical storms are the global phenomena. Okay, it carries moisture in the upper layers of atmosphere, and this when this storm system encounter with the Himalayas, so the Himalayan regions are very high, right? So when these upper layer system encounter with Himalayas, then it rains. So it generally happens in any season. There is no particular season. In any season, it can rain due to these extratropical storms. So it originates in Mediterranean region and brings sudden rainfall in winter season in the northwestern parts of Indian subcontinent. That's why it is called the western disturbance. Okay, so read the first statement. It is an extratropical storm originating in Mediterranean region. First statement is correct. Coming to the second one, it causes a most winter and pre-monsoon season rainfall across southern India. So here, this western disturbance, the rainfall caused due to western disturbance, has no season. Okay, so here again one more point is across southern India. Okay, it is called western disturbance because the northwestern parts of Indian subcontinent gets winter rainfall due to this western disturbance. Okay, so it is not about southern India, it is about the northwestern India. So the second statement is wrong. Only first statement is correct. So option A is the answer. 49th question, consider the following statements. First statement is, mangroves are the diverse group of salt-tolerant plant communities of tropical and subtropical intertidal regions of the world. Second statement, the mangrove cover in India is 5% of the country's total geographical area. So which of the following statements are correct? So here, the mangrove ecosystem generally lives in the salt water. Okay, it is a salt tolerant plant, and the presence of mangrove ecosystem on coastline save lives and property during natural hazards like cyclones, storms, etc. So the West Bengal in India has 42.45% of India's mangrove cover, and the second place with largest mangrove cover is Gujarat. The third place is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, so here, when compared to the total geographical area of India, the mangrove cover is only 1.5%. Okay, so second statement is wrong, only first statement is correct, so option A is the correct answer. 50th question, consider the following statements. First statement is, it was given by Alfred Wegener in 1912. Second statement is, all the continents formed a single continental mass called Pangaea. Third statement is, there existed a mega ocean called Panthalassa that surrounded Pangaea. So here, coming to options, option A is continental drift theory, option B is seafloor spreading theory, C is conventional current theory, and D is none of the above. So here, the continental drift theory was given by Alfred Wegener. Seafloor spreading theory was given by Harry H. Hess, and this conventional current theory was given by Arthur Holmes. So this continental drift theory is given by Alfred Wegener. So option A is the answer. Okay. 51st question is, consider the following statements. The Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement TEPA is done between India and EFTA in 2023. Second statement is, EFTA members are Finland, Denmark, Norway, and Switzerland. EFTA means European Free Trade Association. Okay, so the third statement is, EFTA members are not part of European Union. So EFTA means European Free Trade Association. So EFTA is an intergovernmental organization for promoting free trade. It is not part of European Union. India is the 9th largest trading partner of EFTA, and the EFTA members are Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Sweden. Okay, so the members are incorrect, and it is not part of European Union. Third statement is correct and the first statement is correct. Only 1 and 3 options are correct. Option D is a correct answer. 52nd question, the performance grading index for districts is released by. So option A, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, option B, Ministry of Agriculture, option C, Ministry of Education, option D, Ministry of Defense. So here, the performance grading index for district is recently released by the Ministry of Education. Okay, so option C is the correct answer. 53rd question, choose the following correct statements. Option A, Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioners are chosen by a committee consisting of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha, Chief Justice of India. Option B, Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioners are chosen by a committee consisting of former Chief Election Commissioner, Prime Minister, and Chief Justice of India. Option C, Chief Election Commissioners and Election Commissioners are chosen by a committee consisting of President, Prime Minister, and Chief Justice of India. Option D, none of the above. So here, the Chief Justice of India, the Chief Election Commissioner and the Election Commissioners are chosen by a committee consisting of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha, and the Chief Justice of India. So option A is the correct answer. And these both are appointed by the President on their recommendation. Okay, on the recommendation of the committee consisting of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha, Chief Justice of India, the President appoints Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioners. Option A is the correct answer. 54th question, consider the following statements. NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is a 32-member military alliance. Second option is Finland and Sweden became 31 and 32nd countries respectively in the NATO. Option 3, uh, Turkey has the veto power in NATO alliance. So here, uh, recently, uh, on 10th July, NATO became 32 member country, and um, Sweden also became the 32nd member country before Finland has joined as the 31st country. So first statement is correct, second statement is correct, and the third one is Turkey has the veto power in NATO alliance. Even this is true. Actually, Turkey has been avoiding Sweden to join in the NATO group since the past few years, and recently in July month, the Turkey has allowed Sweden to become the 32nd country of NATO. Okay, so all these statements are correct. So option C is a correct answer. 55th question, Satluj River enters India through which of the following passes? So, option A, Nathula Pass, option B, Shipkila Pass, option C, Lipu Lake, and option D, none of the above. So, Satluj River enters through Shipkila Pass. Option B is the answer. So here Nathula connects Sikkim and China, Shipkila connects Himachal Pradesh and China, Lipu Lake connects Uttarakhand and Nepal. Okay, so here option B, that is Shipkila Pass, connects, Satluj River enters through the Shipkila Pass. 56th question, consider the following statements. First statement is Panchayat Raj elections are conducted throughout India. Second statement is Article 40 of the Constitution of India talks about Panchayati Raj institutions. Third statement is LM Singhvi committee is related to Panchayat Raj institutions. So here the Panchayat Raj elections takes place in all states except Nagaland, Meghalaya and Mizoram, and in all the Panchayat Raj elections is conducted in all union territories except Delhi. And yes, Article 40 deals with the Panchayat Raj institutions, and the other committees which are related to the Panchayat Raj institutions are Balwant Rai Committee, Mehta Committee, Ashok Mehta Committee, GVK Rao Committee, and finally the LM Singhvi Committee. So there are four committees which are dealing with the Panchayat Raj institutions, and those four important committees are Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, Ashok Mehta Committee, GVK Rao Committee, and LM Singhvi Committee. All these four committees deal with the Panchayat Raj institutions. So first statement is wrong because it is not conducted in the states like Meghalaya, Nagaland and Mizoram and in Delhi. And second statement and third statement are correct. So option A only is a correct answer. 57th question, choose the correct pairs. First pair is Bharatanatyam Tamil Nadu, second is Mohiniyattam Karnataka, third is Kuchipudi Andhra Pradesh, fourth is Odissi Orissa. So here Mohiniyattam belongs to Kerala, not from Karnataka. So second option is wrong. So eliminate option 2. So you can find option D, but that is 1, 3 and 4. These 1, 3 and 4 pairs are correct. Option D is the correct answer. 58th question, consider the following statements. First statement is Yeduru Basavanna is a monolithic bull located opposite to Virupaksha temple. Second statement, Yeduru Basavanna was regarded as the guard and protector of Hampi during ancient times. Third statement is Tungabhadra river passes through Hampi. So which of the following statements are correct? So here all these three statements are correct. Option C is a correct answer. So recently G20 summit, G20 meeting has been organized in the complex of Yeduru Basavanna to pose the cultural significance of the Hampi. Okay, so all these three statements are correct. Option C is a correct answer. 59th question, consider the following statements regarding rubella. First statement is it is caused by the virus in paramyxovirus family. It can be infected through direct contact and through air. Second statement, the virus infects the respiratory tract and then spreads throughout the body causing severe disease and even death. Third statement, rubella is a childhood infection under age group of 5 to 20 years. It is also called as tuberculosis. So here, rubella is also called as measles. Okay, so it can be caused by the virus that belongs to paramyxovirus family, and the virus infects the respiratory tract and then spreads throughout the body, and it is a childhood infection caused under the age group of 5 to 20 years, but it is not called tuberculosis. It is also called as measles. So third statement is wrong, so eliminate option 3. You can find option B the right answer. So option B, that is 1 and 2 statements, are correct. 60th question, what are the tributaries of Yamuna? Option A, Chambal, Betwa, Ken. Option B, Betwa, Ken, Chambal. Option C, Tons, Hindon, Ken. Option D, all the above. So all these are the tributaries of Yamuna: Chambal, Betwa, Ken, Tons, Hindon. All these are the tributaries of Yamuna. So option D is a correct answer. 61st question, in which of the following revolts did the Koya and Konda tribal chiefs rise against the local overlords? Option A, Rampa rebellion of 1879 to 1880. Option B, Gudam uprising of 1886. Option C, the Rampa rebellion of 1922 to 24. Option D, the Telangana armed struggle 1946 to 51. So here the Rampa rebellion has the series of rebellions. It is not only one, we have almost 4 consecutive Rampa rebellions. So it is especially in the Godavari region. So the Konda and Koya tribes live over this region. We also have, so Rampa is one of the hill, and Gudam also is one of the hill. So the uprisings which took place in the Gudam hills is called Gudam uprising, and the uprisings which took place in the Rampa hill region is called the Rampa rebellion. So here in the Rampa rebellion of 1879 to 1880, they directly went and attacked police stations. This rebellion was against the British. Okay, when coming to the Gudam uprisings was also against the British. And Rampa rebellion of 1922 to 24, in this revolt the tribals has realized that the overlords are acting as the British people. Okay, they are taking more taxes, they are assaulting women, they were doing many harassments at that time. So at this point of time, under the leadership of Alluri Sitaramaraju, Rampa rebellion took place as a revolt against the local overlord. So option C is a correct answer. Okay, and this Telangana armed struggle of 1946 to 51 was against the oppressive landlordism in Telangana region. Okay, so option C only is the correct answer. 62nd question, deserts are generally located at. So generally, most of the world's deserts are located near 30 degrees north latitude and 30 degrees south latitude. Okay, so here this in this 30 around this 30 degrees latitude and latitude, the heated equatorial air begins. Okay, so option C is a correct answer. 63rd question, which one of the following has the adaptation echolocation to detect the prey? So here echolocation is, okay, let's first look into this. Option A, rattlesnake. B, barn owl. C, grasshopper. D, bat. So here echolocation is the process of making sounds and listening to its echoes in order to identify the different objects in its surroundings. Okay, generally bats don't have eyes. Okay, so they catch insects with the help of good navigation technique called echolocation. Okay, so option D is the correct answer. 64th question, which one of the following animals lays eggs to reproduce? Option A, dolphin. B, seal. C, platypus, D. whale. So here all these animals lay direct live young ones, but except this platypus. Platypus is a semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal. Okay, it is mostly present in the eastern Australia. So option C is a correct answer. 65th question, consider the following statements. First statement is the Constitution of India envisages a three-tier system of panchayat. Second statement, intermediate panchayat stands between the village and district panchayats in the state where the population is about 20 lakhs. Third statement is all the seats in the panchayat shall be filled by direct elections from territorial constituencies in the panchayat area. So choose the correct answer. So here, as per Part 9 of the Constitution, the Constitution of India envisages the three-tier system of panchayat. First statement is correct. The second one is as per the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992, there should be an intermediate panchayat and he should stand between the village and the district panchayats in the state where the population is about 20 lakhs. And as per Article 243C of Part 9 of the Constitution, all the seats in the panchayats shall be filled by the direct elections from territorial constituencies in the panchayat area. So all these three statements are correct. Option C is a correct answer. 66th question, consider the statements regarding President of India. First statement is President of India is elected by an electoral college in accordance with a system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. Second statement, the elected members of legislative assemblies of Union Territory of Delhi and Puducherry take part in the elections of the President of India. So here, the articles of presidents are from Article 52 to 62. Okay. So as per Article 52, the President of India shall be elected by an electoral college in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. First statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, as per Article 54, the elected members of Legislative Assembly of Union Territories of Delhi and Puducherry also take part in the elections of the President of India. So option A is the correct answer. Both these statements are correct. 67th question, what is pyrophilous organisms? Option A, fresh grass growing after ground fire. Option B, fungi growing in soils of burnt terrains. Option C, seeds germinating after the clear felling of forest. Option D, organisms with capacity to regenerate the tail after it was lost due to damage. So here, pyrophilous organisms means the fire loving. The word pyrophilous means fire loving. So these organisms are those that are substantially favored by fire. So these are the fungi growing in soils of burnt terrain. So option B is the correct answer. Okay, so here you can see option A, fresh grass growing after ground fire. So they asked about the organism. So it is option B. Coming to 68th question, which of the following is a lagoon? So a lagoon, okay, first option A is Deeporbil, option B is Kolleru, C is Pulicat and D is Gohna. So a lagoon here is a shallow body of water separated from the largest body of water by a narrow landform. Okay, so these lagoons are divided into two types. One is coastal lagoons and the other is atoll lagoons. Okay, so coming to the Deeporbil is a permanent freshwater lake. It gets its water from Brahmaputra river and it is one of the largest bales and important riverine wetlands in the Brahmaputra valley of Lower Assam. Okay, this Deeporbil is a lake. Okay, it is not a lagoon. Next, coming to the Kolleru lake. Kolleru is also a lake. It is the largest freshwater lake in Andhra Pradesh. It lies between Godavari and Krishna river deltas. Next is Pulicat lake. Pulicat is also lake. So it is the second largest brackish water lagoon in India. The first largest fresh brackish water lagoon is Chilika Lake. Okay, so this is a lagoon and it is in AP. Okay, option C is the correct answer. Coming to the Gohna Lake is in Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand. I'm sorry, Gohna is in Uttarakhand, and it is the large inland body of standing water. Okay, so option C is the correct answer. 69th question, which one of the following zones of atmosphere is the farthest from the Earth's surface? Option A stratosphere, B mesosphere, C ionosphere, and D troposphere. So here the farthest one from the Earth's atmosphere is the ionosphere. So option C is the correct answer. So here you can remember the different zones of atmosphere by knowing this word, that is TSMTE. Okay, T for troposphere, S for stratosphere, M for mesosphere, T for thermosphere, E for exosphere. TSMTE. Okay, so this is a small code to remember the zones of atmosphere. So option C is the correct answer. Ionosphere is the farthest from atmosphere. Option C. Coming to the 70th question, consider the following statements. First statement is invasion of Nadir Shah. Second is third battle of Panipat. Third is impeachment of Warren Hastings. Fourth is the Diwani of Bengal transferred to East India Company. So we have to arrange these statements in a chronological order. So here Nadir Shah invaded in 1738 to 1740, and the third battle of Panipat took place on 14th July 1761 between Maratha Empire and Durrani Empire of Afghanistan. Next is Warren Hastings was the first Governor General of Bengal. Okay, the impeachment of Warren Hastings was done between the period of 1787 and 1795. Coming to the fourth one, the Diwani of Bengal. Okay, in 1765, Shah Alam II, the Mughal emperor, granted Diwani of Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa to East India Company. Okay, so Nadir Shah invasion took place during 1738 to 40. Battle of Panipat, third battle of Panipat, 1761. Impeachment of Warren Hastings took place between 1787 to 1795, and the Diwani status was transferred in the year 1765. So the first will be Nadir Shah invasion. Next is 1761 third battle of Panipat, and the next one is 1765 transfer of Diwani status, and the last one is 1787 to 1795 impeachment of Warren Hastings. So it will be 1, 2, 4, and 3. So option C is a correct answer. 71st question is, consider the following statements. First statement is 10-degree channel separates Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Second statement is 6-degree channel separates Great Nicobar and Indonesia. Third statement is 8-degree channel separates Maldives and India. So here all these statements are correct. So option D is a correct answer. 72nd question, consider the following pairs. First statement, Montreal Protocol is the international treaty to protect ozone layer. Second statement, Kyoto Protocol is the international agreement to reduce carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions. Third statement is Paris Agreement is the international treaty of climate change. Fourth statement is Bali Agreement is multilateral trade agreement. So here all these are the correct pairs. So option C is the correct answer. 73rd question, which one of the following statements with regard to the Attorney General of India as per Article 76 of the Constitution of India is not correct? So remember this word not correct. Many of them don't read the question properly. Okay, that's why we get answers wrong. So coming to the option A, the Attorney General of India is appointed by the Chief Justice of India. Option B, a person who is qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court of India is appointed as Attorney General of India. Option C, in the performance of his or her duties, the Attorney General shall have the right of audience in all courts in the territory of India. Option D, the Attorney General shall hold the office during the pleasure of President of India. So here, as per Article 76, the Attorney General is appointed by the President of India, not Chief Justice. This one is not correct. And the rest, option B, C, and D, all these are correct. Okay, the Attorney General uh, should be appointed if he is qualified to be the judge of Supreme Court of India, and he have the right of audience in all courts in the territory of India, and he hold office during the pleasure of president. Okay, only option A is not correct, so this one is the answer. 74th question, which one of the following statements about breaks in the southwest monsoon is or are correct? So generally, we have two types of monsoons in India. One is southwest monsoons, the other one is northeast monsoons. So, southwest monsoon season is from June to September, and southwest monsoon arrives from southwest region of India through Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. Okay, and the northeast monsoons are the monsoons which are also called as retreating monsoons. So here, uh, coming to the options, first statement is in northern India, rains are likely to fall if the rain bearing storms are not very frequent along the monsoon trough. Option 2, in the west coast, the dry spells occur when winds blow parallel to the coast. So all these two statements are correct, because of these two statements, because of these two reasons, there will be a break in the southwest monsoons. So both these statements are correct, so option C is the correct answer. 75th question, which among the following is or are the objective or objectives of Niti Ayog? So, Niti Ayog means National Institution for Transforming India. Okay, let's look into the options first. First statement is imposing policies on states and union territories. Second statement, allocation of funds at national and state levels. Third statement, design strategies and long term policies and program frameworks. So, here Niti Ayog means National Institution for Transforming India. It is a think tank of Government of India. It was established with the aim to achieve sustainable development goals by uh, active involvement of state governments in planning process. So it was established in the year 2015. Okay, so here uh, it doesn't impose policies, it only makes plans to establish or to implement one goal. Okay, so it doesn't allocate funds, it only designs strategies and long term policies and program frameworks. So option 3 only is a correct one, so option D is a correct answer. So Niti Ayog is a think tank of Government of India. Okay, it only designs strategies, policies and frameworks, so option D is a answer. 76th question, which one of the following conditions is or are necessary for the issue of writ of certiorari in India? So first statement is there should be a tribunal or an officer having legal authority to determine questions affecting rights of subjects and having a duty to act judicially. Second statement, such tribunal or officer has acted without jurisdiction. So here, writ here means written order from Supreme Court or High Court when the fundamental rights of Indian citizens are violated under Article 32. So there are 5 type of writs. One is habeas corpus, second is mandamus, third is prohibition, fourth is certiorari, and the fifth one is quo warranto. So here, in certiorari type of writ, certiorari means to be certified. So it is issued by the higher court to the lower court or tribunal. So when there is a lack of jurisdiction or when there is error in law of excess of jurisdiction, this type of writ is issued. So both these statements are correct, so option C is the correct answer. 77th question, choose the correct pair in regarding various forms of bhakti. First statement is saguna. Saguna, belief in God with attributes. Second is nirguna, belief in gods without attributes. Third is alvars, believed in devotion of Vishnu. Fourth is nayanas, believed in devotion of Shiva. So here also all these statements are correct, so option B is the correct answer. 78th question, consider the following statements. First statement is Kaziranga National Park is present in Assam and Brahmaputra River passes through it. Second statement, Keladio Gana National Park is present in Rajasthan and Banganga River passes through it. Third statement is Cable Lamjau National Park is present in Manipur and Barak River passes through it. Fourth statement is Kuno National Park is present in Madhya Pradesh and Kuno River passes through it. So here, um, all these statements are correct, but in Cable Lamjau National Park, it is present in Manipur, but it is Barak River doesn't pass through it. Okay, this national park has Loktak Lake. Okay, some part of Loktak Lake is present in Cable Lamjau National Park. So option B only is the correct answer. Third statement is wrong. Okay, so 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Option B is the answer. 79th question, which of the following measures can be taken by the government to combat inflation? So option A, by increasing their non-planned expenditure on defense, police, etc. Option B, by reducing the cash reserve ratio. Option B, by providing more subsidies on exports. Option D, by increasing the rate of interest on savings and fixed deposits. So here, what is inflation? Inflation means when the money circulation is more in the market, the prices of the goods and services increase. So the value of currency will decrease. Okay. So here, when money supply is more in the market, the prices of goods and services increase, and this situation is called inflation. Okay. So now, to combat inflation, so let's take option A. So by increasing their national non-planned expenditure on defense, police, etc., can we combat inflation? We can combat, but it is not necessary. We have many other reasons to combat also. Okay, so option A will not be the correct answer. Coming to the option B, by reducing the cash reserve ratio. Now, what is this cash reserve ratio? Cash reserve ratio, or CRR, is the percentage of bank's total deposit that it needs to maintain as a liquid cash. Okay, the bank should have some liquid cash, okay, in some amount, so that is decided by the RBI. Okay, so that liquid cash amount percentage is called the CRR. So by reducing CRR, uh, when you have a bank, you reduce the liquid cash, that means the money circulation is more in the market, so this will also not be happening. So option B also will be the wrong choice. Coming to option C, by providing more subsidies on exports. So here, providing subsidies on exports also increases the money flow, right? So option C also will not be the correct choice. Coming to option D, by increasing the interest rate. So what will happen if the interest rate is increased? So if the interest rate of the banks is increased, then you don't take money, you deposit money, right? When you deposit money, the money circulation in the market will get reduced. When the interest rate is more, people don't take loans. Okay, generally people try to take loans when the interest rates are very low. When the interest rates are low, when the interest rates are high, people stop taking loans. That means the money circulation also will get decreased. So option D will be the correct choice. Option D is the correct answer. 80th question, which one of the following statements regarding Solicitor General of India is not correct? So here they are asking you which is not correct. So option A, the Solicitor General of India is the government's chief legal advisor. Option B, the Solicitor General of India is a secondary law officer of the country. Option C, the post of Solicitor General of India is a constitutional post. Option D, the Solicitor General of India is appointed by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. So here, option A is the answer. It is not correct because the government's chief legal advisor is the Attorney General of India. Okay, not Solicitor General. So option A is not correct. So it is the answer. Option A is the answer. 81st question. Consider the following statements. First statement is twinkling of stars is due to the atmospheric refraction of sunlight. Second statement is the apparent shift in the position of sun during the sunrise is due to internal reflection of sunlight. So here the options are given. So the first statement is correct because due to atmospheric refraction. Atmospheric refraction here means atmospheric refraction means the deviation of light from a straight line because it passes through the atmosphere. Okay, that is called atmospheric refraction. So the twinkling of stars is due to the atmospheric refraction of the starlight. The first statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, the apparent shift in the position of the sun during the sunrise is due to the atmospheric refraction. Okay, so the second statement is wrong. Okay, the apparent shift in the position of sun during the sunrise is due to the atmospheric refraction. So the twinkling of stars and the shift in the position of sun during sunrise both are due to the atmospheric refraction, and the atmospheric refraction means the deviation of light from the straight line because it passes through the atmosphere. So only first statement is correct. Option A is the correct answer. The second question is consider the following statements. The first statement is angel funds refer to a money pool created by high net worth individuals or companies for investing in the later stage of development of the investee company. So the second statement is in India, angel funds are regulated by RBI. So coming to the first statement, the angel funds are the money pool created by high net worth individuals or companies for startups. Okay, so the first statement is wrong. It doesn't invest, the angel funds doesn't invest in the later stage of the development, it invests for a startup. So at the beginning only the angel funds are invested. So the first statement is wrong, and here the second statement is also wrong because the angel funds are regulated by SEBI under the SEBI Alternative Investment Funds Regulations of 2012. So none of these statements are correct. So option D is the correct answer. 83rd question, consider the incorrect statements. The first statement is Astadhyayi is written by Panini. It is the oldest book in the Sanskrit grammar. Second statement, Buddha Charitra is written by Mogaliputta Tissa in Sanskrit. The third statement is Malavika Agnimitra is a 5-act drama written by Kalidasa in the 5th century CE. So here they are asking to choose the incorrect statement. So here the Buddha Charita is written by Ashwagosha and Mogaliputta Tissa wrote Abhidhamma Pitaka. Okay, so the second statement is wrong. The rest 1 and 3 statements are correct. So Buddha Charita is written by Ashwagosha, and here Mogaliputta Tissa wrote Abhidhamma Pitaka. Okay, so only second statement is incorrect. The rest 1 and 3 are correct. So they asked to choose the incorrect statement. So only option B is the correct answer. 84th question, consider the following statements about Vice President. The first statement is Vice President also acts as the Chancellor of Punjab University and Delhi University. Second statement, he is the first in line of succession to the presidency. Third statement is the first Vice President of India is Sarvaipalli Radhakrishnan. So choose the correct answer. So here coming to Vice President is the second highest constitutional office in India. He is deputy to the President. He is ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, and the post of Vice President is inspired from the US Constitution until now. Since introduction of Vice President post, 14 Vice Presidents were there, and Article 63 of Constitution states that there shall be a Vice President for India. Okay, and here all these 3 statements are also correct. Vice President also acts as a Chancellor for Punjab University and Delhi University. He is first line of succession to the presidency, and he is the first vice. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan is the first vice president of India. So all these statements are correct. Option A is the correct answer. 85th question. Consider the following statements about Trishna mission. So the first statement is Trishna stands for Thermal Infrared Imaging Satellite for High Resolution Natural Resource Assessment. It's a joint mission of ISRO and NASA. The second statement is it is going to launch on 2024 for accurate mapping of land surface temperature. So options are given. So here Trishna mission is the joint mission of ISRO and CNES. CNES is the French space agency. Okay, so the first statement is wrong. And coming to the second statement is correct. So and one more point to remember here is India's first satellite is Aryabhatta. Okay, so only option B is a correct answer. 86th question. Consider the following on CITIIS, CITIS 2.0. The first statement is there is a second phase of the city investments to innovate, integrate and sustain project. The second statement is it aims to promote climate governance at the state level and building capacities of municipal functionaries. The third statement is agencies from French, Germany, European Union along with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and National Institute of Urban Affairs are involved in this project. So here all these three statements are correct. So the cities 2.0 is the second phase of the city investments to innovate, integrate and make sustainable cities. Okay, so it promotes climate governance at the state level and at municipal levels, and it is even the agencies from French, Germany, European Union along with Indian ministries support for this project. So all these statements are correct. So 1, 2 and 3, option C is a correct answer. Coming to 87th question, consider the statements regarding museum grant scheme. So the first statement is it was launched in 2015. The second statement is it aims to strengthen and modernize the existing museums at the regional, state and district level. The third statement is under the scheme at districts, state capitals and at regional levels, museums are established and developed. So here the first statement is wrong because the museum grant scheme was launched on 2013, not 2015. Okay, so Ministry of Culture provides financial assistance under the scheme. Okay, so only 2 and 3 statements are correct. So option B is a correct answer. So museum grant scheme is launched in 2013 under the Ministry of Culture. So financial support is given from the Ministry of Culture and it aims to strengthen and modernize the museums at regional, district and the state level. So this is about the museum grant scheme. 88th question, consider the following statements. The first statement is ASEAN is an intergovernmental organization of 11 countries. The second statement is recently India was added to Asian nations as 11th country. The third statement is the main aim of ASEAN is to promote economic and cultural exchange among its member countries, maintain peace and stability in the Southeast Asia. So here we have to choose the incorrect statements. So before that, the ASEAN member countries consists of only 10 countries, and I'll tell you how I remember these 10 countries. It is Kamamyalata Bruvi Fesiendo. I'll write over here. It may sound little this thing, but Kamamyalata Bruvi Fesiendo. Okay, so this is the code word which I remember, and yes, this may seem different, but trust me, if you revise at least 20 times, you will keep this 10 countries, 10 Asian countries in your permanent memory. Okay, see here, for from this CAM stands for Cambodia. Okay, and MA um, MA stands for Malaysia. Okay, this CA is for Cambodia. Next, MA is Malaysia, MYA is Myanmar, LA is Laos, THA is Thailand, BRU is Brunei, VI is Vietnam, PHI is Philippines, SI stands for Singapore, and INDO stands for Indonesia. So in this Kamamyalata Bruvifisi Indo, okay, this is it may seem funny, but trust me, you will remember for your entire life. Okay, these are the 10 Asian countries: Cambodia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Brunei, Vietnam, Philippines, Singapore, and Indonesia. Okay, so there are only 10 countries, and yes, Kamamyalata Bruvifisi Indo is the trick word to remember all these 10 countries. Okay, so India is not a part of Asian countries, but our India maintains good relations with them. Okay, so they asked to choose an incorrect statement, so only 1 and 2 statements are incorrect. This is the answer. Option A is the answer. 89th question, choose the incorrect statements about Act East policy. The first statement is Act East policy was introduced to develop economic, cultural, and strategic relations with Asia Pacific region. The second statement is it is launched in 2014 and it is one of the initiative to counter Chinese influence in Asia and Pacific regions. The third statement is Act East policy focuses on 10 Asian countries. So here the Act East policy also focuses on the Asia and Pacific countries which are not part of Asian countries. Okay, so third statement is wrong, but the rest 2 statements are correct. Act East policy was introduced for mutual trade relations between Asia Pacific region. Okay, it promotes economic, cultural, as well as strategic relations with Asia Pacific region. The first statement is correct, and the second statement is also correct. Act East policy was also launched to counter Chinese influence on Asia Pacific region. So it was launched in the year 2014. So not only 10 Asian countries, but it also focuses on the other Asia and Pacific countries as well. Okay, so third statement is wrong, so they asked to choose the incorrect statement. So option D is a answer. 90th question, consider the statements regarding Mission Vatsalya scheme. So the first statement is it is launched to ensure safety and security of children in the country. The second statement, Central Adoption Resource Authority (CARA), Child Welfare and Protection Committee and childcare institutions provide support and care for orphans, street children, etc. under the scheme. The third statement is it is launched under the Ministry of Women and Child Development. So all these statements are correct regarding the Mission Vatsalya scheme. It is launched under Women and Child Development, and it is mainly launched to protect orphans, street children, and other children who are rescued under the human trafficking. So all these sorts of children are rescued and they are protected under this Mission Vatsalya scheme. Okay, so all these statements are correct. Option A is the correct answer. 91st question, with reference to Caste Plateau, consider the correct statement. The first statement is Caste Plateau is in the Eastern Ghats. Option B is it is included in the UNESCO World Heritage Site of 2012. Option C is its name was derived from the Casa flower. Option D, all the above. So here, Caste Plateau is in the Western Ghats, not in Eastern Ghats. Okay, so it is designated as a biodiversity hotspot. Its name is derived from the Casa tree found there, not Casa flower. Okay, so only option B is a correct answer. Okay, so 92nd Second question, Chief Justice of State is appointed by option A CJI, option B Governor, option C Vice President, and option D President. So here the Chief Justice of State means that it is nothing but the Chief Justice of High Court. Okay, so option D, Chief Justice of State is appointed by the President. Okay, option D is the correct answer. 93rd question. It is a 3D virtual space powered by technologies including virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and blockchain that allows people to interact with each other virtually. Choose a correct answer related to the above statement. So option A is robot, D is ChatGPT, C is metaverse, and D is synthesis. So here the correct answer is option C, metaverse. Okay, so metaverse technology was in use because of the concerns raised upon it. So the concerns are it may create new opportunities for terrorist organizations in terms of propaganda, recruitment, and training. It also creates opportunities to create true imitations of users' identity. So till now there was human interference uh, in creating the fake identity cards, but by using the metaverse technology, uh, even the fake identity cards can be created. So we can't even know that it is fake. Okay, so this we can't understand the user's identity in really it is true or fake. So this is called deep fake. So even the deep fake identity cards are created, can be created using this metaverse technology. So there are some disadvantages about the metaverse technology. So regarding that only it was in use. So option C, the metaverse technology is a 3D virtual space powered by technologies. So option C is the correct answer. 94th question, with whom did Subhash Chandra Bose form an alliance to destroy the Holwell Monument in Calcutta during 1939 to 1940? Option A, the Communist Party of India. Option B, the Muslim League. Option C, the Hindu Mahasabha. Option D is Unionist Party. So here the answer is the Muslim League. Okay, so here coming to the topic, the Holwell Monument was the symbol representing the black hole tragedy where some Britishers were dead. Okay, Subhash Chandra Bose formed an alliance with the Muslim League to project unity among Muslims and Hindus and destroyed the Holwell Monument as it represented false history regarding the last Bengal Nawab Sirajud-Dowla. Okay, so Subhash Chandra Bose formed an alliance with Muslim League to destroy Holwell Monument in Calcutta during 1939 to 1940. Okay, option B is the correct answer. 95th question, which one among the following is not correct about the Secretary General of Lok Sabha? So the first statement is the Secretary General is the advisor to the Speaker. The option B is the Secretary General acts under the authority in the name of the Speaker. The third statement, option C is the Secretary General works under the Speaker with delegated authority. Option D, the Secretary General possess orders in the name of the Speaker. So here the Secretary General in the Lok Sabha is the administrative head of Lok Sabha and he is the Lok Sabha Secretariat. Okay, so he is appointed by the Speaker and the post of Secretary General is equal to that of the Cabinet Secretary. He is only answerable to the Speaker and his actions can't be discussed or criticized in Lok Sabha or outside Lok Sabha. Okay, so option C is not correct because he doesn't work under the secretary with delegated authority. Okay, so option C is answer. Okay, so the Secretary General of Lok Sabha is the administrative head. Okay, he is the advisor to the Speaker. and he acts under the authority in the name of the speaker, and he possesses orders in the name of the speaker. So option C is not correct. 96th question, which of the following statements in the Constitution of India are exceptions to fundamental rights enumerated in Article 14 and Article 19? So here option A, Article 31A and Article 31C. Option B is Article 15 and 19. Option C, Article 12 and 13. Option D, Article 16 and 17. So here Articles 31A, 31B and 31C deal with the property rights, and they are the exceptions of fundamental rights. Okay, so only option A is the correct answer. 97th question, consider the following statements. First statement is clean note policy was introduced by RBI in 1999 to provide public good quality currency notes and coins with better security features. Second statement is withdrawal of 2000 notes is a part of RBI's clean note policy. So which of the statements are correct? Option A, options are given. So here the printing of 2000 notes was stopped in 2018 and 19 itself. 2000 notes were introduced in 2016 under the section 24 clause 1 of RBI Act of 1934 in order to meet the currency needs after the demonetization. Okay, so after as under the clean note policy, the 2000 notes were withdrawn recently. Okay, so all these statements, both these statements are correct. Option C is correct answer. So we have RBI's clean note policy. Okay, so under the clean note policy, public good quality currency notes and coins are provided with better security features. So both these statements are correct. Option C is the answer. 98th question, the tax levied on the capital raised by unlisted companies is called. So here the unlisted companies means which are ready to start. Okay, so here coming to the first one, corporate tax. Corporate tax means the tax on the profits of corporations. Coming to the next one is capital gains tax. So here the capital gains tax is a tax on the profit or gains from the sale of any capital asset. And the securities transaction tax is a tax on securities transacted through recognized stock exchanges. Okay, so the angel tax means the tax levied on the capital raised by unlisted companies. Okay, so if you are going to keep a startup, so you have to pay a tax. So that tax is called the angel tax in simple words. Option B is the correct answer. 99th question, which one of the following statements are correct regarding Vivad Se Vishwas scheme 1? So the first statement is this scheme was launched to provide relief to micro, small and medium enterprises who took loans during COVID pandemic. The second statement is it is launched under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So here the first statement is correct. Vivad Se Vishwas scheme was launched to waive off the loans taken during the COVID pandemic for the MSME sectors. Okay, so the first statement is correct, but the second statement is wrong because it is launched under the Ministry of Finance, not under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Okay, so only the first statement is correct. So option C is a correct answer. 100th question, Future of Jobs report is published by option A, World Bank, B, World Economic Forum, C, UNFCCC and D, Niti Aayog. So here, as per the report, 44% of workers' skills will be disrupted in the next 5 years. 61% of Indian companies might increase the ESG standards and 23% of jobs are expected to change in the next 5 years. So here, this report was released by the World Economic Forum. So option B is a correct answer.